Let's go! Hello and welcome to the Durham Talents channel. My name is Jesse Durham. I teach people how to live and leave a lasting legacy. For today's quick take, we're going to discuss investing. Now, definitionally, investing is the act of laying out money or capital in an enterprise with the expectation of profit. Okay, so money or capital being put forth, right? And I know I'm going to the definition, but this is worthwhile. Words have meaning. Let's look into this. In an enterprise, well, what does that imply? Well, it kind of goes along with that expectation of profit. Is there a guarantee of profit in an investment? No, there's risk. That's where the enterprise is, and that's where the expectation is. So there are a couple of prefacing points I'd like to make. There are two ways to earn money. People at work, money at work. Now, could you invest your time, your skills, your experience to go hands-on in some investment with the expectation of profit? Yes, and earn that way. Yes, absolutely. The other way is to, again, and more typically, have that layout, that investment of money or capital, and be putting money to work. And you can earn that way. So people at work, money at work, those are the two ways to earn. Now, when we're using infinite banking as our foundation, as our paradigm, as our come from for the purpose of investing, we're recognizing that banking is a very different function than investing. Okay, so everything is financed. We are either using credit or cash to finance the things that we're going to do, to include investing. That's why I'm discussing this. So for an investment, could we use someone else's money on their terms and conditions if they qualify us and approve of us, if we fill out however much paperwork they want us to fill out, pay them interest for that, etc.? Could we go that credit route for investing? Yes, a very typical example would be real estate. Real estate is very often done in this way. Maybe you come up with a down payment, maybe you don't. You acquire a property, fix and flip, rent it out, whatever, but it has a mortgage, for example, or you use a hard money loan or some combination of the above. You're using credit for that investment. You have an expectation of profit, but it's an enterprise to be sure, and that means risk. But either way, the act of financing that investment could be done with credit. Cash is the other way. So again, I'll just stick with real estate. The other way would be to have the cash to buy a property, to then rent it out, or to add value to that property, which would increase or appreciate its value, and then sell it at a profit. It's still an enterprise, that's still an investment, but the financing of that investment was cash. You paid cash for that opportunity. Are you following me on this? So credit and cash are the two conventional ways of banking or of financing for an investment. Now, again, real quick interjection here. We could be talking about lifestyle. We could be talking about purchases. We could be talking about things other than just investments, because everything is finance at the end of the day. But there's actually a third C when it comes to financing. So beyond credit, beyond cash, there's compounding. So enter infinite banking, as described and codified, discovered by R. Nelson Nash in his book, Becoming Your Own Banker. Compounding allows you to be your own banker. It allows you to own, profit, control, have access over the banking function in your life, to include for the purpose of making investments. So it's the foundational layer for those that have implemented infinite banking to approach investing as their own banker, the individual to be their own banker, which means that you're experiencing a compounding pool of capital that you have access to over your whole lifetime, guaranteed, because we would be using a guaranteed asset which would be a properly structured whole life policy, insurance policy, from a mutual company that pays dividends. So we would be procuring those types of assets for ourselves to be able to bank capital, to be able to bank money there, first by paying premiums into these appreciating assets. And then we would leverage those assets for any investments that we would seek to make. So notice a beauty here. In the enterprise of taking on an investment, if we're implementing infinite banking first, we're going to have guaranteed death benefit, guaranteed cash value, the opportunity to earn dividends from companies that have been profitable for more than 100 consecutive years without missing a single year, through world wars, through conflicts, through pandemics, through the dot-com, just all these different things that have happened historically over time. We're banking with guaranteed assets and making our investments from that access to capital. So it's a great hedge against the possibility, what if this investment goes south? What if our expectation was that it would be profitable, but what if it's a wash? Worse, what if we lose money? Well, if we've leveraged our appreciating assets to have access to capital to go out and make those investments, the premiums that have been paid into whole life policies continue to grow and to compound for the rest of our whole life. And we're still eligible to earn dividends. We're still going to be rendering a guaranteed death benefit, which is a income tax-free windfall to the next generation or whoever we designate as the beneficiary. That's the realm that we are investing from. Now, if we do experience that expected profit, aren't we exponentially much more profitable because we accounted for and now own and control the banking function in our lives as well? So that compounding pool of capital that we have created will be augmented by those profits that we've now experienced because we have a place to put that capital, this private banking entity or this private banking system of policies. So it allows us to be exponentially more profitable. And let me reiterate this. Remember that every time that you're paying premiums into a policy, and particularly I'm going to be talking about here extra premiums, because if you're accessing capital from the policy relationship that you have to be able to go out and make an investment, and then you do receive profits and you pay extra premium into policies that you own, the death benefit increases because you paid extra premium. The cash value increases inherently, and then you're eligible to receive even bigger dividends. So it's just a multifaceted boon to be able to do investing this way. Now, my suggestion when it comes to investing, because I'm not giving investment advice here, I help people live and leave a lasting legacy by implementing infinite banking in their lives, like I've done for the past going on 10 years now at the time of this recording. For almost a decade, me, my wife, our family, we've implemented infinite banking personally, creating a multiple seven-figure legacy already for our grandchildren that are not even here yet, while having access to this compounding pool of capital, private access that we've experienced. I would suggest, though, that in approaching investing, that you, much like in business, you play to your strengths. You play to your connections, your abilities, your gifts, your experiences, the things that you can bring to bear in some enterprise where you expect it to be profitable because of those experience and connections and background that you have in some particular area. I do often have folks that are exposed to infinite banking for the first time ask me, because they may not have debt like I did. Way back in 2015, I had student loans, a car note, credit cards. I had things that I wanted to use our policy to do right away, pay off bad debt that I'd acquired in my life. We've used policies for many things since, whether that was for properties, whether that was for elements of our lifestyle, vacations, so whatever the case happens to have been. And I've given lots of examples. Make sure to check out more on the channel where I share in our life lessons series lots of those types of examples from our personal life. But my suggestion, as always, is to play to those strengths that you have. I lost track of where I was going with that particular point while trying to cover multiple things here. Oh, right. So when people ask me about what they should do with money that they have access to because they own this policy now, because maybe they don't immediately need to pay off something or pay for something, remember the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. It's a great position to be well capitalized. And in fact, on this point of investing, remember Nelson's own example in the Becoming Your Own Banker book, and just the reality that opportunities will seek out capital. I mean, that's the worst case scenario, actually, is that you see an opportunity and you don't have the capital to be able to capitalize on that opportunity. Whereas if you have the capital, opportunities will hunt you down. And again, when that meshes with your experience and your connections and your abilities, it's a great enterprise for you to consider. So no matter where you're at in life, if you're just running a household, if you already have a traditional business, or if you're an investor or some mixture of the above, remember that everything is financed, and either people can be at work or money can be at work, perhaps both. When it comes to investing, play to your strengths. And by far, my strongest suggestion is that you consider investing in yourself. What books are you buying? What seminars are you paying for? What rooms are you getting into where you can be acquiring more value in your own education, your own experience, your own connections, your own abilities? That's my strongest suggestion. And that's why I lead with education here on the channel. So my expectation is that this enterprise has been profitable for you. If you have lingering questions, feel free to put those in the comments section below. Otherwise, to have a private consultation call with me, you can reach me at durhamtalents.com. Remember to live and leave a lasting legacy. Have a great day. Take care. Let's go. So there are a couple of I lost track of where I was going with that particular point while trying to cover multiple things here. Oh, right. So beautiful.